Hello there, this is Bic Benedict. We're playing Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition on Dante Must Die difficulty. This is Mission 4, and we are going through the game as Vergil and using no items. So we are back in the library manipulating the gyro blade, and we'll have, let's see, I think it's just 2 fights without having a checkpoint. I'm actually quite curious to know among my subscribers who wouldn't want a reset from checkpoint in this game. I understand that a lot of these people that play these games at high levels, they do score runs and stuff like that, where resetting is not something that they would ever think about, because it's just a score attack on the level, so you don't really want to start over. But I will talk about that in 1 second. I just want to mention that these first enemies can be cleared up with the gyro blade, and the blitz can even be destroyed with it too. But the thing I'll say about that is, don't use the gyro blade on the blitz, because you'll have to fight more of these guys later. You even fight 2 of them at one time on legendary Dark Knight mode, but that mode's a joke because it's on normal, I think. But I'm not diminishing anybody who's playing on it, because I played on it, but I was disappointed by it, even though it's hilarious to watch it. But anyway, so these guys here, when they have the force field around them, the electrified protection, you're not supposed to hit them. Although, as Dante, you could Killer B off of him, and then Royal Guard to nullify the damage. So the punch has a level 3 charge, like I mentioned, but I didn't realize that my concentration gauge wasn't high enough right there. So right here, I'm going to try to do some distorted. What are they called? One's the Rising Dragon, and then the other one is the... I'll have to look it up, because it's not called Real Impact, and I don't want to confuse people. But the reason I'm saying not to use the blade on this enemy is because you'll have to fight more of them later on in the game, and you won't have a gyro blade to use. So you should learn how to fight this enemy. As Nero, they're actually really fun to fight, because you do the charge shot level 3 on them, and grab them. It's extremely fun to grab them and launch them up with the Exceed. And I'm quite curious. Anyway, it's very important to leave that fight with the concentration gauge and some Devil Trigger here, because you don't get a checkpoint over here, and there are 2 Bianco Angelos standing in your way. So what I like to do is just come to where this guy is located, because he always spawns in the same place, and even if he's up in the air, you will be able to deal considerable damage to him with the uppercut. Because, like, say for instance, like on a boss, like you're just not doing too well, and you want more than anything. Oh yeah, I think in one of my guides before, I was calling this Bic's supper table, and I thought that was quite funny, even though maybe nobody else thought it was. But we are back in this location. I think it's called the dining room, and yes, this is Bic's fucking supper table. That's where supper is eaten. So I'm just saying, a lot of the fights, like a lot of the boss encounters, since I don't care about score, what I want more than anything on the bosses is just, I want an out to just restart and just exit out of the session, because I don't, I'm just too embarrassed to have that footage on a guide, because I'm getting slaughtered. So I more than anything, I just want to start over, and I just wish there was a reset from checkpoint. I'm just saying, consider it from my perspective, because I'm considering it from your all perspective. And that sounded horrible, but I'm just saying, consider it from the point of, someone just making a guide, somebody who just maybe wants to do a boss guide or something. Because I think it would suit this game, and it just would be something optional on the other side of it. But anyway, the large guys are called Mega Scarecrows, and you don't really need to learn to fight them, because fighting them is not something that you do too much anyway, and they're not too bad. And I mean, what I'm trying to do here, you guys, is just expedite everything and finish this guide before too long, because I actually have some obligations to a family member. I have to drive him or her. I'm not going to say anything, because I don't want any public things out there, but I've got to take him or her to rehab twice a day, and that's going to cut into my time of video game playing. But I don't care, because I'm going to sacrifice my time to help out people, because it's good to help the family out, and I shouldn't be playing games so much. And I like that. I like when new games come out and I play for a while, and then just get out of the house and do something, get some food or whatever, and just hang out, man. Anyway, so I have unpurchased the Trillion Stabs because when I like to chain stingers together. I'm not dyslexic. I was just trying to think of something right there. When I'm on the world map and I'm just moving around, I like to chain stingers together to go quickly, even though they have increased the point at which this character that we're using starts to accelerate. It's much quicker now. I noticed that immediately when I started playing this game, and I love it a lot. But we are coming on a boss entitled Baal, and he's my favorite boss of the game, although he's not somebody that you fight too much because of the females that he tries to trick you into. I don't know. You see, there's no cutscenes for Vergil, and I don't remember. Like, I know they're kind of some kind of a siren who are they're supposed to trick you, with their lasciviousness and stuff like that. But this character, there's just no cutscenes for him, and I suppose if there were a lot of cutscenes, I know myself well enough to know I would probably say, God, there's too many fucking cutscenes. I'm just gonna skip them. I hate cutscenes. I just want to get to the mechanics and play because that's why I'm here. So I also have to realize that I am like that anyway. So I don't begrudge the cutscenes too much because let's face it, too many cutscenes are bad, especially in a game like this. But I was rather hoping that I could kind of sit back and engage myself in a story, and that's what I wanted with Vergil. In the downtime, I wanted to see why he's here, what he's doing here, what he's up to, and things like that. But it's all for nothing. But now we have a boss fight. Okay, we're on the Baal boss fight here, and I was looking at the bestiary for this guy, and it says that he uses a gas to conceal himself. And what we're going to be facing in a moment when he actually comes out is a Toad boss. And I really like this boss, but the more I think about it, the more I think to myself that the boss himself doesn't have much to do with this fight because he's always running away. And what I've experienced too is that when you're trying to do the uppercuts to do distorted attacks, he runs away even more. It's like the game knows that you're trying to do that move or something. But what I'm going to be doing here is the lunar phase attack on these guys here. And the nice thing though about if you're getting grabbed by these guys, because when they grab you, it's a long kind of drawn out grab, and I get grabbed by it intentionally because when they grab you, that means he's going to come out every single time. Just try not to get grabbed if you don't have any double trigger, because you can't not cancel out of it. I don't think it has any negative effects as far as your rank or anything. It seems like it would be, but it's just an immediate use of the devil trigger to cancel out of it. And then these guys here, the round trip works well to stun them. And when your round trip is out, you have to switch your weapon because it's out of your hands, literally. So you'll want to watch out for when he chuckles and drops the avalanche of snow on one of these women here, because it'll be a trap for you. So you've got to stay clear of it. And this fight went really well, like this particular fight, but I was on this guy for at least 2 hours trying to take this guy down. And it was one of those things where I could have been extremely cheap, and I think I even was a little bit here because I got a lot of the good real impacts, or the rising uppercuts, or the beast uppercuts, whatever they're called. And I just wanted to just end the fight, proceed with the chapter, close it down. So this is a good opportunity right here to accrue your devil trigger by taunting and making good use of the lunar phase. I think right there I did do that intentionally. It looked like it was something that I didn't do intentionally, but you'll see that. You see right there? He came into the arena. I charged my beast uppercut, and he immediately left. Here he comes again. So just avoid on the diagonal. And it's strange though, because if you don't have the Beowulf equipped and you're using like the Yamato, he stays in a lot longer. And I think the last time I did this, I was doing the Judgment Cut End, which is to have the concentration gaze in the last phase, and sacrifice some Devil Trigger to do the Y plus B hold while you're in Devil Trigger state. And I can't remember, but I think this actually works better. And then the bestiary entry says that his tongue is the weak spot. So I think that's why I got some really good damage on that part right there. And this was a sealed up fight. It went really quickly. When bosses are in Devil Trigger status, they really start turning into bitches. They really do. So you've got to just take them out as quickly as possible. And that's Chapter 4 complete. We're going to take a look at the scorecard at the end, where it says no items, because that's what we're interested in. And I will see you in Mission 5. Take care.